You are about to receive messages that may be harmful to your mental state. Your sense of reality will be questioned. Your view on things will be altered. You are now part of the Meta. The Meta controls everything. The Meta determines what will and will not happen. You are watching The Meta Show.
Hey guys, welcome to the Boat Show.
The Meta Show, nerd! Jesus Christ!
Welcome to the Boat Show. I'm joined with K-Color, an important American person in Goonsform, Jay, a washed-out has-been FC, also in Goonsform, and my co-host, the Big Boat. Tonight we're going to be talking about a lot of interesting things. The boat is going to go through.
I want to spend money to do that for like 6 fucking months. Oh, I love this. Alright, welcome to the Meta Show, everyone. Matani is not here again this week because they are at the Summer Swarm event going down where everyone's getting drunk and having fun and doing things. I think Jay's getting drunk in everyone's place today. So if that broadcast that you saw a minute ago about the Meta Show is a little slurred, you'll understand why. But we have a lot to talk about this week, and actually I was hoping freaking Mittens would be here, but he's not. So for this week, we have CCP still changing all the things. Hilmar has made some announcements. We're going to talk about that. The July MER is here, and we have a ton of data to talk about. We have a question for today. Is CCP favoritism real? I have some evidence that says it may be. We have the destruction of Snuff in O1Y. We have Chaos coming. We're going to talk about some of that too. And then Jita 44 is being changed? Question mark, question mark, question mark. So yeah, it's going to be a great show. I hope you're excited. I'm excited. Are you excited?
Yeah.
How many things of alcohol are you going to go at? Jay.
Run out of iced tea to drink. So
Jay, just remember the house rules. No fireballs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're just drinking iced teas? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, welcome. Hi Wanta, how are you, by the way? You introduced everyone, but you didn't introduce yourself. You forgot
guys,
that.
Hi, I'm the Mitani. I'm the CEO of Goonswarm, also a washed out has-been CEO. You can catch me at the form.
Washed has-been CEO? Wait, I thought you are the CEO of Snuff. I'm confused now.
I'm the Mitani, dude.
Oh, you're playing the Matani today. Okay. RDevs, thank you for 34 months. Chris Ando, 1 month. Thank you very much. Eve Clatton, 17 months. Heck yes. I agree. Cryonicus is 27 months. Thank you very much. And Tuzzy, thank you. 31 months. We are doing a giveaway today. I haven't set that up yet, but we will be giving away stuff. So,
Away.
what?
What are we giving away?
I haven't decided yet. Something expensive. I haven't figured it out.
Probably change your
one.
name to Hi Wanto Destroyed.
We'll get to that. Hold on. Stop throwing the comments. Hi, everybody. Welcome.
There's an order to this, Kiko.
Fist of Ice, thank you for 14 months. And Night Viking 9000, again, thank you for your 35 months. Okay, we're going to start with the top story. And to do that, we have to press buttons. All right, so our top story today is the Blackout MER is finally been released this week. CCP had been hiding it for a while. People were wondering if July was ever going to come. It's now 8/24, and it's finally here. Pew Pew Stuff, thank you for 22 months and 22 months from Zathos. So we have a couple of links for you. So the MER report is out, and we're going to get some comments from around the room here as I get you these links. What did you think about July, Mr. Haiwanto, so far?
What was quite interesting was the nullsec regions, I think. So, Genesis and Black, right? So Genesis is mainly owned by Shoot First and a host of like their coalition, basically. And there's a fuckload of R64s in Genesis. So I think the actual moon worth of Genesis is like upwards of 1 to 2 trillion just in R64s, like in the surrounding regions. So they make big bucks. And then obviously Black Rise is where we mine, so we make good money. So that's what I really looked at, just to check out.
You looked at yours to see if you were making the money you need to be making. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, replace this time and the destruction of stuff.
Does Blackout even affect you though in OSEC?
No.
But it is affecting the game, and we do have the numbers. So, Q-Man the Great, thanks for 24 months. Lynch, 22 months. I think I already got that one, but if not, there we go. Real quick, MER TLDR says destruction numbers are only kept up by DBRB and Apple Pair still shooting stuff in space. I haven't played Eve in a week. I ain't gonna lie. I logged in once yesterday to check all my accounts to make sure they were still plexing. So I was just gonna point that out.
You mean you haven't been logging in over the weekend when they're doing this skill play giveaway?
First time I did was today.
Oh man, you're missing out.
I know.
You get like 75,000 skill points.
I know, but let's go through the numbers real quick before we talk about is the Blackout working. And I'm gonna point this out right now. Ratting bounties for the month of July, 29.1 trillion across the game. Now, that includes the 12 days before Blackout began, because it happened July 12th, where people ratted like crazy with anticipation of Blackout coming. To give you a perspective on that one, June was 48 trillion. Okay? But we can't go by June and July. They're different months, different seasons, different times of the year. Apparently it's winter in July and summer in June. Everyone's back in school in July. So many different excuses you can make. So I pulled some numbers. July 2019, 29 trillion. July 2018, 28 trillion. July 2017, 59 trillion. Oh, wait, no, July 2018 was 58 trillion. Then 59 trillion, then 42 trillion in July 2016. There was a lot of war going on in 2016, so I don't think a lot of people ratted. But still, you're looking at a decrease of half from previous years in the same month, which is very, very telling. Some more numbers we got too. Branch fell during the month of July from 5 trillion to 1.6. Cobalt Edge from 2.5-ish to 0.8 trillion. Declan fell in half.
Mining or like crabbing?
This is ratting.
Like bounties. Right?
These are bounties, yes. So to give you an idea, the only region that went up was Delve. All of 0-0. Mining stayed relatively the same. You had some small drops here and there. But yeah, so K-Color, what do you think this tells us, right?
I think that the next MER is probably going to be more reflective of what's happening, that less people are logging in, less people are ratting, less people are mining. Unfortunately, people see that as a good thing. They say they see less Rorquals out in space, they see less super capitals riding, and they say this is great. You know, now when I take my 20-man frigate gang out of a wormhole, I'm gonna have less targets because they don't understand the whole ecosystem that is EVE Online. If you don't have any targets, you don't have any content.
Yeah, content is a weird word. We've talked about how weird that word is many years now. But I honestly think that this is like a combination of things, and it's concerning. And the reason, hey, Nanok, thank you for your 44 months, sir. It's concerning because in an ecosystem of EVE, as you said, one thing being eliminated can have a long string of events. So, Jay, you tell me, in the age of chaos, what does this July MER tell us? I mean, obviously, August is probably going to be a better indicator as it'll be a full month of no local, but...
Like less people logging in and playing the game overall, right? Less people doing things in the game that are undocked or whatever. If you catch my drift, etc.
No, go ahead, tell us. Elaborate on that one.
What do you mean elaborate on people not logging in? Okay, right. So when people open up their PC at the start of the day, they don't click the EVE Online launcher button to launch their accounts. They open up Steam and play something. Is what we're seeing.
Are you saying you're seeing more classic WoW subscriptions than EVE subscriptions lately?
I'm just saying that anecdotally, I'm hearing a lot of people saying, I can't wait for WoW Classic to come.
Yeah, and Snuff is not really 0-0, but Hylanto, are you guys feeling any of this over in Losec, like on your excursions to 0-0?
You're feeling the burn of the blackout.
So Jay Amazingness is blue to Snuff, so he doesn't kill us anyway. So, you know, we blue tank goons, blue tank init, we pay test stuff, you know, Horde. Nobody really kills our Rorquals, right? It's nice blue cycle and Losec, you know, nice local, mining peacefully. You know how it is. Money.
Well,
Yeah.
I killed a Snuff Rock last week.
You're more of like
you're
a
racist.
hunting. You're more of a hunting group, right? Hi, like how are you seeing? What are you seeing as a hunter that's going out trying to find things to drop on?
I mean, we deployed against Darkness today, and we've already killed 2 Hells and a Titan and lots of carriers. So I don't know if Darkness is a good indicator. What's happening in Delve? Shouldn't that be a good indicator? Because Delve is like, you know, Crab Central. Are people still, you know, hitting the belts? No.
I don't know.
Actually, they're not.
So no one's logging in, dude.
A lot of people would rat or mine just to keep their account subbed. So if they don't want to keep their account subbed, they don't really have a reason to rat or mine. Like,
Yeah,
they're not doing it for personal wealth. They're not stacking up their wallets. They're ratting and mining so that they can afford the Plex to keep their stuff subbed, so they can keep ratting or mining. But if they don't want to sub, then they don't have to rat or buy.
Well, I mean, unless, and this is a great segue moment here. Thank you for the kill, Melbrator. Apparently, a Rorqual was killed in Losec recently by the esteemed Jay Amazingness. I thought you guys were blue to each other.
Must
I'm
have been
not
a
blue.
mistake on Jay.
I'm not blue to Israel.
Oh, Israd.
Yeah,
Okay,
Jay's
that makes sense. I mean, let's do that. If you guys are playing EVE right now, say that you're playing EVE in chat. If you're not, tell us, because again, it's all anecdotal, right? Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Hold on. You guys talk. Hold on one
I
second.
didn't even know you guys killed a Titan. Like I didn't see it all over Reddit. What happened? Is he ratting?
Yeah, he was.
That's about his Titan kill. I want to.
He was ratting, and then we tackled him, and then Init came and Horde came and.
Horde came.
Wait, you're working with Horde.
Oh,
Well, that was.
I thought this was like.
Yeah. Well, I just said, you know. Yeah. They came with it. I don't know. I came in Horde.
They didn't have many people though.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, they did.
It was like an Init Horde thing. Init started it, I think. We just tackled. Well, no, sorry, Horde scouted it, then told Init, and then we tackled. It's Blue Donut, guys.
Sorry, I had to step away for a second, guys. It was really important. Okay. I have a
Lots of
question.
pills being shipped.
Sometimes you got to do it.
This is.
We asked this-
I'm looking at these kill mails. This is sad. You guys are dropping like Titans and Supers on them, and
It's very rude.
Nothing's happening.
It's very rude.
What would have?
Well, okay, Mr. Wanto, why is nothing happening? Are they not fighting back, or what do you think is the mood over there in Declan?
I mean, see, this is a very interesting thing because the way I look at it now is do try and form, and the Chinese and the Russian people are quite eager to fight. Like compared to like Western FCs, the Chinese and the Russian people don't really go for the, really Gobbins Aris tactic of holding each other's penises and sitting in a circle and singing Kumbaya over a high set Keepstar. They care more about fights and like their members rather than.
Well, I
money,
mean, not
I guess.
really, because if you look at Ranger Regiment, Ranger Regiment has said before, and they've released like discussions about this, saying that they don't like fighting. If they
Well, that's a
could,
big
they'd
lie
rather
because
just
they
gank
form.
and leave, or they feed and
Well,
leave.
no,
They don't do it for content. Like they don't do it for fun. They do it
Well,
because they have to.
If they're doing it because they have to, they undock way more than fucking tappy goons and horde do these days. for,
Well,
like,
I mean, I
actual
don't
fights.
know. We're not really talking about this week because there's not much happening outside of a few
Yeah, I know.
random
I'm just talking in
dunks,
general
but
because
like
the
there's
mentality
more,
of
there's
leaders
more
these
war
days
going on
isn't
in the
about
South
fights.
between Test and Fraternity than there are anywhere else in East.
Yeah, that's because
Like I've seen less
once
fights in
again,
LoSec
fraternity
between
is a Chinese alliance, and also ELO is basically doing all that, and
Well,
ELO doesn't. Give
it's
a fuck.
Elo versus
Doesn't-
Billy, right? Like those are U.S. time zone based North Americans. I mean,
I mean,
it's not like-
we've already discussed enough about Vili, right? I mean, that's
Oh, I want to like throw a random thing in here.
Sure.
During that Hilmar interview, when someone asked about like losing the ability to fly ships, if you lose that ship, and they said that was something they would look into.
oh yeah. So we're gonna get to that in a minute. You're jumping ahead, K Color. Hold on. we're gonna talk about that. Stop. Great segue moment, but we're not going there yet. We need to go to the next top story, and this was dropped in my lap by Air K Color right here. This is huge. I never thought to look at this, but thanks to CCP, this weekend we are looking at it, and that is CCP favoritism still happening? Okay, are CCP still targeting specific groups with fun and content based on lore or whatever? So the question is the favoritism real? So we here at the Meta Show did some research. Thanks to some hard work by our wonderful friend Career. For those who don't know, Career is a member of Fire Coalition, leader of XIX, loves spreadsheets and data. So he went to Zkillboard and data mined it to check all information on CCP Alliance, lost mails, kill mails, as much information as he could grab from there or in-game sources such as ESI and such. And this is what he delivered. So I am going to link it in chat here so you all can have a look. But I'm just going to probably bring this. Actually, I'm going to bring this up on screen because this needs to be shared on screen. Hold on one second. We are going to show this live on screen because this needs to be shared. So give me 30 seconds. All right, here we go. Don't know if this is viewed, but I'm going to ask, and we're going to start off with K-Color here. K-Color did us a favor, and he color coordinated all this. So if you can read these numbers, we're going to try and make it bigger, obviously.
Did he color it in?
Yeah, he K-colored it in. So this is CCP by the numbers. And you might say, okay, this isn't relevant, this doesn't matter. But if you remember, there was an instance back in the era of a group called T20 incident that happened where CCP was spawning BPOs for groups. They would have some big freighter event that would lead to billions of ISK, and they would only tell one group about it. Well, we pulled the Zkill data of all CCP-run fleets or ships that CCP has died and lost stuff. If you'll notice, K-Color, can you run us through this image? What is very significant about this image in this stats?
I just want to point out, people are saying it's Bjorn D. These go back to 2011. CCP has been taking fleets to specific regions that are inhabited by specific groups and avoiding other ones that are inhabited by other groups.
Yeah, so the data here... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Of course, if you're streaming an event, of course you're going to take a Rome to Horde where they can only ever form Feroxes, and they're never going to drop Titans on you. That would never happen. If you took a Rome to Goon space unannounced, of course they'll drop like 100 Titans on you. It'll be no content for the stream. It'll be really, really...
Also, like, all the regions you've really listed are just Nullsec border regions where there's high content levels. Like,
Now,
you can't
see,
really look at it like, oh, we're only feeding X, Y, Z.
You
That's
can,
really
though.
retarded.
Hold on. Let me explain what I mean, though, Mr. Hywanto. Nobody in their right mind would care if any of these ships were fitted T2 and didn't drop a damn thing. Or even if they're fit officer fit, but they didn't drop any loot. These ships are dropping Plex. 500 Plex a ship. 30, 40 ships each. That's a subscription for 30 or 40 people. You have very limited edition ship skins dropping worth $1 billion to $2 billion each, according to JITA as of yesterday. But to give you an idea of what this graph means, and you say, okay, those are border regions. Well, let's look. Okay, Fade, Pureblind, Cloud Ring, Tribute, Veil the Silent, all border regions. A lot of comments were said, oh, they only go to, border space near JITA.
6 dead regions.
Geminate.
Tribute's more like.
Geminate. No, but you gotta remember, this is over 10 years, right? This is data for 10 years, Mr. Wanto.
Yeah,
this
but
isn't just the
5,
last
6 years
couple
ago,
months,
Lowsec
right?
was much more alive, and people would actually, like, Nullsec groups would go to Lowsec, and
Right.
the whole map was more easily accessible.
But they
so
weren't
you can't
going to
really...
Lowsec either. So here's some of the kill mails. So someone pulled the numbers. The number, like every time somebody was killed, he tallied up who killed them. All of it was PanFam. Almost, I'd say about 80% of the kill mails were PanFam related. Now, CCP announced, oh, we told everyone about this. But there was no announcement when their Cerberus fleet went to TKE. So I asked Career, because Career's been in XIX for a very, very long time. This is the first time CCP's ever went to the drone lands. Who lives in the drone lands right now? PanFam. In 10 years, CCP has never took a fleet to the drone lands. The drone lands requires you going 30 jumps. To go to Geminate requires you going 25 jumps. You can get the Tribute in 5. And there were thousands and thousands of people living there.
JITA?
Yes.
What? That, like,
they literally
look,
spawned their ships in JITA and gate there.
yeah,
And when they came to fight
and-
you guys, they spawned everything in JITA and went 4 gates.
yeah, and it's the same to go to Geminate. What are you on about, folks? Like, the Ford just
Right.
next to fucking...
But here's the point. Here's why everyone's upset, and here's why the Reddit thread blew up related to these numbers. It's CCP. They could literally spawn anywhere. A
Who the
recent
fuck
argument was
cares?
made. A lot of people
That's like
care.
saying,
When
yeah, but
someone
that's-
gets handed, okay, just, look, you might not care here because you got handed 30 fucking months worth of Plex,
That's
but a lot of
spawning
people
and-
do fucking care
Okay,
that
look,
200
they're
billion
spawning
is just
and
appears in
going
someone's
from
hands.
JITA. They're streaming just because your FCs are lazy as fuck and don't go to the low-tech regions. You can't really blame stuff. And this is
Okay,
funny because, like, some
here's the
COTG
point,
guy made a thread saying CCP Falcon fed stuff a Titan. Like, what the fuck do you guys
But he
mean? They
did.
just fucking gated there. It's not like CCP Falcon's in fucking snuff. Like, it's the most
But
retarded.
he spawned he spawned the Titan in that system.
because
by the
he
way.
killed the
didn't get it.
fucking golem. That's why. That
So
was their
here's
insider. They tried to light a
you-
sign on me.
Look, I'm not trying to say CCP's favoring you. I'm just saying overall, the numbers show CCP doesn't go to places like test held areas. They don't go to Initiative. They don't go to the Imperium as a whole. They don't go. There's about 5 or 6
They didn't go
major
to
coalitions.
Providence. Like, that's such a weird thing to not go to. Like, that's probably the most neutral area of the game.
They've lost
Like,
12 ships in Providence, dude. 12 in 10 years. They've
Right,
lost more
I'm
ships
saying, like,
in
that's-
the. And so here's the thing, though. A lot of the CCP commented in this thread, and they said, "Oh, we don't go to places like Delve or Test Space because we'll just get Titans dropped on us." You guys dropped Titans on them, and CPL and Horde dropped Titans on them.
know
Most
what's
of
really
these kill
sad here?
mills are
know what's-
Titans.
You know what's sad here is that the developers
Yeah.
that go on these fleets, they can use this event, right? So they went on this fucking Beyond Blee fucking led Cerberus fleet, right? Or whatever.
Right.
And that's like the only fucking fleet they're ever going to go on for the next 2 years. But they're active in the game because of that fleet. And they'll use what they learn on that fleet to influence their decisions when they're balancing the game, because that's the only play of the game they actually do. Because they're scared of joining nullsec alliances, because they're scared it's going to blow up in their face again like it did last time. They need to get out of this and start joining nullsec alliances or low-sec alliances and just experience the game as a fucking genuine player, not in a 3-man group that crabs for 4 hours and then knocks off.
You want to know how they can avoid the we don't want to show favoritism, is don't drop loot. Don't fill your fucking cargo holds with Plex and go feed them to Horde again.
I mean, the thing is that, you said your research is based off like years and years of stuff. So right now, Bjorn B always goes towards either wherever's closest to Jitter, which happens to be the Forge or Ire.
Bjorn B goes to Horde space. He has an agreement with Goblins that all his shit's reimbursed.
Whatever,
so
he goes to our space as well. He goes to Irie a lot as well. But then you say Panfam used to kill a lot of stuff. The numbers I'm looking at, like the regions and stuff, Panfam PL used to live in Losec. So, like, of course they're going to go to all the Losec things because they used to shit on everyone in Losec.
You got to realize, when PL lived in Losec, they never took fleets near PL. What we're saying is...
No, they did. They literally went... CCP took a fleet into Amamaki and fed it to PL. I'm pretty sure we all know what Amamaki was. When N3 lived in Fountain, they took a fleet to Syndicate and lost it to Test plus PL.
See, I'm not trying to defend them.
So I want to look. Nobody would care. Here's the thing. Nobody would care. Like K Color said, nobody would care about this. I encourage CCP, if they have 100 devs, take a 100-man fleet out every day. Make it part of the job. Go experience the game. Again, they don't have 100 devs, but I'm giving a number. But if they have 30 devs, you take a 30-man fleet out every day. You experience the game in the eyes of playing it once a day. Make it because League of Legends developers. Well, no, look at League of Legends developers. They actively play their game. They have to play at least 1 or 2 games a day, according to a few people I know that work at Riot Games. They are required to play it. But here's the problem, though. Here's the issue. Here's the issue with them playing the game, though. Here's the issue. They make comments like, "Oh, we're gonna spawn our stuff in Jita and go from Jita." They're developers. They could spawn it anywhere and go from anywhere, right? That the issue is, well, you guys don't live near Losec or Jita, so we're not gonna come, give your 10% of the video game content is bullshit. They're developers. They could literally spawn and catch and go roam catch. They could spawn and curse. They could spawn in the back ass end of the drone lands and say, "Come hunt us." Right? The problem is
they could spawn
they're not doing
it. Spawn in 100 Titans and just doomsday you off. What Jay said actually makes sense.
But that's the whole point, though.
Sure, they shouldn't just have loot pinatas everywhere, but I understand why they go to low-sec border regions anyways and why they have, because that used to be more content-centric. And Jay's right in that they don't really play their own game anymore, because you can tell that from the fits they use when they roam. Yes, Bjorn B is hurting them right now. That's why their fits are more competent. But beforehand, I've seen them fly 5-plated Gnosis and shit like that. They don't really know their game.
But they're also not going just to borderland regions like Losec. They're not going to places like Genesis. They're not going to Iridia. They're not going to Verge Vendor. They're not going to all the low-sec places. They're going to specific low-sec space around the game. Okay? You say close to Jita. They don't go to Tribute. They don't go to Vale. Tribute and Vale were some of the most populated regions of the game just 5 years ago. When
5 years
Morsis
ago,
Mihi, but when Morsis Mihi lived there, nobody from CCP took fleets there. So again, it's the idea of this is some bullshit. But the bullshit gets worse, right? The bullshit gets worse because this will, I guess, be a good segue point to the chaos situation. Okay? There was an interview that happened with Hilmar at CCP Games with a guy, I believe, from CCP Burger also was involved, with a Finnish group. I'm not exactly sure about this conversation. Here's the summary of it. 2 takeaways here. 2 giant fucking takeaways. Okay? We have no local. They've announced the Sino changes that was CCP Rise. Now they wanted to look at Titans. Hilmar really, really doesn't like Titans. Now, I'm a death to supers kind of guy. I like killing them, I like seeing them blow up, and I fly them. But some of the things that were said really got my gears. So let's see. You own a Titan, I'm guessing. Hiwanto. K Color does. Jay does.
No,
so let's
anymore.
ask.
I own 2. Thank you very
We'll
much.
get there. Hold on. We'll get there. Hold on. I heard you lost both. Hilmar says Titans should cost a fee because these are the size of cities. They should cost a fee to own, cost a fee to operate, and they shouldn't be able to be in safety. The fuck is this man thinking? Has he ever flown a Titan? You can park that motherfucker on a Keepstar. It's still not safe. I don't understand where this idea that Titans need to be.
It stems back from these people don't play their game. They have no idea what the current meta is or whatever. All they go off is who cries loudest. That's all they go off. They don't even look at their own forums because they're shit.
I don't even care what CCP Hilmar says because they don't even balance
Here
the
we go.
game.
You have to.
Here's the problem. He said this at the interview.
Says.
Yeah. So here you go. You're gonna like this quote.
Hilmar, every couple of years, Hilmar will come off his fucking god throne after some VR project he's invested millions into fails, and swoops down. And is like, I'm gonna make EVE Online great. Fucking comes in, and then. One sec, I need to think. Give me.
All right, hold on.
We all know why he's suddenly getting involved in this game.
Oh, we know.
And
We'll talk about it in a second.
He comes down from his fucking high horse throne or whatever. You're gonna make EVE Online great again. Is so out of touch with the game, and just makes. And he has the power, right? He's the CEO of the company.
Oh.
He can go up to the developer team and be like, "Yo, stop working on this fucking."
He already said that.
Shit you've been working on for fucking months. And could you do it, boys? Could you turn off local for me? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And they just do it because he's the CEO. They're not going to tell him no, are they?
He said this, Hiwanto, in that same interview. He said, look, I'm not a developer. I don't develop the game. I don't press the buttons. He goes, I give my vision of what I want, and the developers make it happen. So when you have the CEO of a company, especially a game like this that's supposed to be a sandbox, who goes, yeah, I think Titans are fucking broken. You all need to change this, and this is how I want it changed. Make it happen. Of course the developers are going to change it that way. So yeah, what he says fucking matters right now.
sorry, Hilmar. I don't really want to say no to you because we live in Iceland, and it's going to be hard for me to get another developer job in a games company because there's like none. So yeah, I'm going to fucking say yes because I don't want to lose my job.
Yeah, but it's more like, who even cares at this point? Like, all they're doing is adding gimmicks anyways. The game is already...
What do you mean by gimmicks? Okay, go ahead.
So, removing local, the sign-of changes and shit like that. We've been stuck in Moon and Ferox Eagle Online for almost 2 to 3 years now? That wouldn't happen as much beforehand. And so many issues such as, people saying that, there's too many Titans, Rourke was overpowered, blah, 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 like Titans killing subcaps too easily, the massive. There's no scalability in the game anymore. Subcaps are worthless, and that's been a massive issue for a really long time. And that can be
to counter what this said in chat, right? It's just like, do you want to lose your job? If the company sinks and everyone loses their job, it's fine though, because Hilmar's fucking investing all his money into this new fucking startup game, right? Or whatever, like a new technology or whatever.
Right. Hilmar is still going to go on. It's that lowly dev who tells Hilmar to go fuck himself because he doesn't think it's good for the game that's going to end up losing his job, and they're not going to have it happen. That's not going to happen.
Did all of this game's problems start with the introduction of Citadel?
No. I don't think Citadels are a problem. I don't think they ever will be.
I mean, he's complaining about Keepstars being able to hold so many Titans.
Well,
the ability to build so many Titans in an Asbel, or I don't even fucking know where they're made anymore.
Citadel's changed the game in a large way because it killed a lot of fight instigators off and a lot of things you could do, just because it was kind of more of a content, as in fights and stuff. There are less fights based off Citadels now than there were passes in the game before, because you could station camp, you could MJD people off station, tether. Docking Titans up, it being safer to move Titans for a while and stuff like that. Just things like that did change the game in terms of making people just stop playing because there was less things to do. And it's kind of accelerated slowly as they're just being static. They're not being dynamic in how they change stuff, which you kind of need to be in a game like this. Like, we've just been stuck in the same thing for a while, and Citadels are an issue, but there are bigger issues right now than Citadels just because they made it up.
One of the comments he made about asset safety, especially when in regards to like Titans and stuff, was that he feels that because CCP was lazy in the past and didn't put limits on things because it was just easier to blanket allow everything to have unlimited. Because, like,
the past 5 years of EVE Online has been a band-aid on top of a band-aid on top of a band-aid on top of a band-aid. And
there's still a gaping fucking hole.
Is getting worse.
Yeah.
Like, the infection's gone gangrene. It's hemorrhaging blood.
They're trying to fix the brokenness of things that they didn't do in the past. Because they didn't do it right the first time, they're having to go back and fix it all. And it's causing a mess. And so here we go. Here's another thing. So, Mr. Wanto, I don't know if you use wormholes a lot, but the community on Reddit were blowing up for the last month or 2 months about how, 0-0 needs to harden up because no local is just a part of life and they need to deal with it.
See, that's another issue.
Then they said, hold on, this is going to get better. Hold on, this is going to get better. You're going to like this because you're going to like the comment on this. So 0-0 should harden up. And then when the Sino change was announced a couple weeks ago, it was, well, good. That's best. That's great for the game. Now we can look at the balance issues of that. And now we have to do more. And there's all this great stuff. And great job, CCP. Then they looked at the game during this interview and go, oh, by the way, we think wormholes are fucked.
Hilmar made some off-topic comment to 20 dudes in Finland because everyone showed up to fucking FanFest Finland for some reason.
Yeah.
And he's like, wormholes should have a mass limit, or you shouldn't be able to like roll them or whatever. And like, they're crying their fucking ass off about it.
Dude, there are 1,000 posts in this thread in 24 hours. And I want to leave this to you guys here. He says, I think wormholes should not be able to be rolled the way they are now. For example, Jay, I believe it's called a C2 static that you could just constantly roll.
You live in a C2 static and you just do what NL do, right? They're not real wormholes. They just roll their wormhole for fucking. All right, boys, the 1800 fleet is up or whatever, and they'll form for like 6 hours or whatever, and just sit there and roll a wormhole. And that's all they'll do. They'll pop out their wormhole, try and make a play on a rock wall, realize that 4 dudes and frigates showing up is too much for them, and they'll roll their wormhole again, and they'll just do that for hours and hours and hours.
See,
and CCP apparently wants to change this. Hilmar thinks that shit's broken.
Because it's bullshit that's actually a thing. That's a really shitty way to play the game.
So
Reddit's
2 theories. Go ahead.
Reddit's a massive problem right now because Reddit is literally just, okay, imagine this. So like, imagine a nice tappy guy in his belt, sitting in his belt, mining away, and he sees that CCP Falcon just lost a Titan to Snuff. And what he does is he loads up Reddit, opens up a thread, and he's like, okay, wow, CCP, why are you feeding the most cancerous group in the game a Titan? If you guys care so much about shit, go poke your stupid Vili, get him up off his knees, sucking Govin's dick, and come fight us. Like, the thing is that people in NullSec literally just write the most retarded things on Reddit because they literally know nothing about PvP in the game other than like the little safety ball or the little wormholes and shit like that. It's the vocal few that basically are triggering the changes that are absolutely fucking retarded. And like, literally, if you guys want to like shit talk the people, like, it's just a cesspool of retardedness. Like, you guys can come suck my dick if you guys are complaining about Snuff or like CCP being showing favoritism or whatever. It's fucking retarded. Like, there's so many more issues in the game right now. And all people do is just sit there and mine and complain on Reddit. Like, your FCs and your leaders are as big as an issue right now.
Hi, hold on.
They don't do anything themselves. They're just sitting there.
I gotta tell you something, though.
Kumbaya, sucking.
Shut up, but he's going off on one. Shut up. Fucking killed it, man. He was.
I know, but I gotta ask you something, and then this is gonna inflame you more, and I want you to go on this one. 90% of Reddit posts, because this data was data mined for me, on our EVE in the last month, have been by people who do not claim to live in 0-0. Okay, coming from people who enjoy small gang warfare, wormhole warfare, bomber fleets, and like that whole lifestyle, i.e.,
Someone,
what Snuff
Here's a
does.
statistic
someone mentioned Volta in chat. Right? What happened to Volta's 200 Asbels?
here's
They dropped 4 of them and then fucking gave up. What happened to that 200 Asbels they were going to drop in?
Here's a
That's 'cause they're
statistic for you,
cowards.
Boat.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's a statistic for you, Boat. 1 in every 10 Tappy members is clinically retarded. Like, you could just throw statistics at me. I'm not going to care. Like,
I know, but
people who clarify themselves as wormhole and small gang people are probably just like the retarded people that log in like
I'm
twice a
sorry,
week.
but here's the problem though. The game will never work if you balance the game around 50-man meme fleets that get killed by GOTG and Titans. You're just not gonna. It's not gonna work, right? That's the reason CCP's ignored LowSec for the last 5 years. It's the reason CCP will keep ignoring LowSec and not making changes to LowSec and making LowSec better. It's because you can't balance you can't balance 50% of the game on 2% of the player base.
Yeah, but the thing about people saying, you know, LowSec is ignored and stuff, faction warfare has been ignored massively. I'm not arguing that, but the tactics used in general fight stuff and PvP and stuff, that's just a mirror of nullsec PvP. Like, it's just LowSec. For example, we just use more melee stuff or whatever, but like a lot of the fights, you know how a lot of fights were passes and R64s and stuff, that happen in nullsec as well and LowSec. And the things that affect you guys content-wise in nullsec also affects big fights in LowSec.
Okay, you talk about Tappy. You talk about Test and Legacy. Test and Legacy have been in a non-stop war for 6+ months. When's the last serious war that LowSec has been in? When's the last time that anyone in LowSec has fought Snuff on a serious manner in the last 6 months?
I mean,
Darkness just did, didn't they?
Besides Darkness dunking the shit out of you, has there been anyone actually doing anything? Because if it wasn't for a Nit, who was a 0-0 entity,
as a war?
saving
I don't
you...
even see testing as a war.
No, I mean, it's like, there has been...
What's the last war Goons did? Goons literally just go there, finish a job half-assed, then
that is a war.
Gets paid off and just goes home. Like, hoi de doi boy, look at me and my faction Forza. It's like, shut the fuck up, Boat.
We wiped out Tribute. Where were you?
We go and farm people.
I
and
kicked
we go
V out of.
home.
I went and kicked. Look, you told me a long time ago that you thought Vince Draken was your most hated person on the planet. I didn't see you in Tribute helping me kill him. I wiped him out of Tribute. Where were you?
Wow, dude, you wiped him out of a dead region that he gave up with, and then you just like when you got to like where they were actually living, you just went home.
I mean, they fought fleets all the time. I mean, they just died. I remember Vince tried to fight me once, and I wiped this fleet out. Just saying. I mean.
Goons just finish the job half-assed and just go home.
No, I'm serious though. Let's ask this question. We talk about the game needing balance and fixes and changes. When's the last major brawling, constant, like week after week, fights that have happened in LowSec between two entities? You guys have basically conquered LowSec.
Goons have done week after week. Like, you guys are just complaining about
the day before,
dashing.
and the day before that.
Week, right.
I mean, there's literally.
But
I'm saying, like,
what do you clarify as a war, though? Is what I'm.
Okay. Let's say you own. For lack of a better region, you own
for wars because you don't have wars anymore because people don't care about anything in LowSec. Like, the things that people fight over now is like 1 or 2 Asbels that are worth like 40 bill, and that's
what
it.
happens? A LowSec war is countered by like. Snuff will deploy to get a LowSec to defeat the Koreans or whatever, like they tell themselves, and then they'll fight for 2 weeks. One side will backphone heavily, and the other side will stop fighting, and then both sides will undeploy. That's how.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing to fight.
Let me ask you this. Okay, let me ask you this. I believe the last major content bringers in LowSec, the last major, I guess, group to really represent the life that is LowSec was Shadow Cartel. They were the last group who would literally go to war with people. They would constantly, day after day, fight. You could literally map it out. Like, you could watch, okay, there's going to be a fight here, and it's going to be Shadow Cartel versus somebody. And Shadow Cartel really made an enjoyment of being pirates who would go after people's posses, citadels. But when they died, I feel like LowSec just became one group. And it's you guys.
Yeah,
like and even you guys combined.
The only ones that still have FCs doing stuff every day because the other FCs got burnt out the game. Because as I just said, there's nothing to fight over in LowSec anymore. Shadow Cartel died because their FCs went AFK. This is how alliances die because there's nothing to do. The only reason me and Tao still play the game is because we care about our members and we still can make fights.
So wait,
because we have the numbers to do it and because we pushed our guys into the correct shit.
All right, so I'm going to move on to the next topic because I'm the captain. So
well,
moving on
we're
to
gonna
like
segue to it.
Yeah, so you said like you and Tao only play the game to give your content or whatever. Me and Hai are friends or whatever, but a genuine criticism I have is you deployed. You said today you deployed right to the whatever you tell yourselves you deployed
Declan.
to is you deployed there. We all know the reason you deployed, right? Like you kind of you didn't you lost the fight, but you gave it the old college try. You gave it a good try. But you need to prove that you can fight GOTG and win. But that's we all know that's not going to happen.
We had that orders out before we had that fight. Like
We all know that's not going to happen. So what's going to happen in this latest deployment is you're going to try and bait GOTG into a fight that they can't win, and you're going to tackle them all with your dudes or whatever. And then the second they all get tackled, and it's going to come in with the fucking horn and give Sort the old good old fist up the bottom.
Farming GOTG like
Okay.
Carriers and stuff. That's all this is. Like this
Let me ask you.
It's like this deployment. Your deployment to Fade is like when Yell would deploy to Branch every year to fuck with FCON. That's what it looks like.
Right. Okay. Right. So it's nice that you guys just sit here talking out of your ass. We got the big red boat here with his data mining statistics and Drunk J Amazingness who hasn't logged in 3 years. Like. You guys literally just do shit.
You forgot the American K color.
Just get paid.
What would be worth even fighting over nowadays? Like, honest question.
Basically, what I just said, like for the last 30 minutes.
Right? No. I'm asking you, like, what could CCP put in the game that would make people want to actually go to war? Because in nullsec, all we have right now for why we go to war is hatred of another group, right? We didn't go to tribute because we wanted something that was in tribute. We went there because fuck them. So it seems like nullsec or lowsec has lost that. You don't have your arch enemies in Shadow Cartel anymore. Like you won that, and now there's kind of like nothing for you guys to go after. There's no profitable space.
2 or 3 years ago, basically, at this point, they were just kind of a husk for like 2 years coasting by. But it's more like Citadels are kind of worthless because you just spam them around, right? And that's kind of the thing. There's nothing actually worth a shit anymore that people care to fight over, like massively in lowsec or nullsec, because R64s used to be the passive income thing, right? So people would fight over those because alliances used to make money and they actually cared about them and bosses and stuff. And it's not really like that anymore. And also, it's more that you don't really want to go deploy and fight, XYZ Alliance, because if they have a certain number of Titans, which is more than the amount of Titans you have, you're not going to be able to beat them anyways, because Titans are the force multiplier and everyone just has massive amounts of Titans. And you can't win anymore in subcaps because Titans kill subcaps really easily, so do supers, so do carriers. It's all about the big stuff.
Then let me ask you this. So you say you're going against GOTG, you're deployed to fight GOTG. If Init wasn't helping you, do you win that fight? Or do you break even in that fight the other day? If Init doesn't even show up, if Init's on the other side of the planet, and it's just you versus GOTG, do you win that fight?
We didn't win that fight anyways.
I know, but that's the question. Like, how much worse would it have been if Init hadn't showed up?
Init was in a 50-man Speaker fleet. They just helped kill time.
Yes, but according to Sword Dragon, if it wasn't for those bombers, there was like 4 or 5 Titans that got out really low that happened to clear dictors and kill bubbles, and if it wasn't for those bombers, shit would have been a whole lot worse.
You know what's sad?
Look,
like genuinely sad is that could be the biggest super fight for the next 2 or 3.
Probably
I agree. Yeah,
but the thing is, Bo, they weren't properly prepared. They warped their Lokis into our boson, and then just got bosoned into half armor and had to keep pinging off, and then they only had like 3 or 4 dictors. That was the issue. If they actually had proper tackle, they probably would have held us down. The only reason I took that fight, is because
I thought it was
knew
that was doing it. Sorry.
It was a joint call to jump the Titans, and I've seen the Titans, but it's because we knew that GOTG wasn't that great at subs, and they wouldn't be able to hold us down. Like, surely if they had, a sufficient amount of tackle and they were just like spam bobbed at us, we would have probably lost everything. Yeah, sure. But
It does sound like subcaps matter then.
sure, at clearing.
Well, I mean, like here we go. It feels like a lot of people make jokes about this, especially CCP lately. CCP has been really hammering this idea that, oh, you shouldn't be able to use your Titans without subcaps. You guys didn't really have many subcaps, and if it wasn't for a knit subcaps, you would have.
Had a Legion fleet there.
Wait, where was that? Because I didn't see any Legions. Like
Holy boy,
part of
holy
it.
boy.
All I saw were Titans in the video. I watched the video of a Moloch, and it was scary, like watching this Moloch, because he's just sniping at subcaps.
See, that's the thing. Like today, like I miss Matani because it seems like all that you've been doing today, and Jay's just drunk and egging you on. It's just talking out of your ass from like made up stuff and just shit you found on like Reddit.
This was a YouTube video from your Moloch pilot.
Wow, so you're going off of a Moloch pilot?
Yeah, he's like one of your best Titan pilots. It was fun to watch. Like he was using webs and he was sniping like
I want to go back to making
Loki's
fun
and
of
shit.
CCP. That was
Well, no, okay. I'm not okay. Let me take a step back here. I'm not trying to poke at you, High. I enjoy you on the show, and I enjoy what you do with the game, especially when you're fighting GOTG. GOTG is a dying coalition. They have been for a while now. They brought in the people from Branch, Ranger Regiment, to kind of prop themselves up. But even then, like that fight you guys took with them, any other bigger group, if a knit had brought in their Titans, GOTG would have lost 20 Titans, right? Like it would have been really bad. But that's the whole point, though, is that the biggest news piece in terms of Titan brawls of the last 6 months was that one. And that wasn't even a massive fight. It was a few Titans that you guys dropped in Meme Dreads, and then they dropped everything that they could find. They literally dug under every carpet to grab every little ship they could pull out and jump in. And you're seeing Test and FRT use Titans, but again, there's not like 10 Titans dying here, 12 Titans dying there. Like, it's not a situation where you're seeing that. You're seeing Dreads die. But that's the thing that's worrying me about this game is, I can't remember who said this to me recently, and I have to ask this question for everyone here. Bombers do not make the news about EVE Online. Okay? You don't get bombers making the news.
Bullshit, bro. Bullshit, bombers. Bombers make the
tell me
news. The
about
fucking CSM, a CSM dude got elected to the CSM by the entire whaling community for a 45-minute documentary he made about killing.
But I gotta ask, what is there for CCP to promote? Where can like PC Gamer talk about EVE right now, outside of like the crazy shit going on?
The great changes they're making to the game and how the PAU and the butthole enlargement statistics are getting bigger on their members.
the amount of people that are thinking about EVE Online is at its highest amount since December. Some other random bullshit statistics that they can just throw out with.
Eve Finland was that dude's house. Oh, that's tragic.
I thought the EVE Finland was like a beer hall or something. Was it actually?
Wait, I have a message. One sec. Hi, Wanto. Are you here? Hello. I have a message from head poster in charge, Big Bill. And can you please support his good postings as he tries to post good on our EVE?
And bring it into the right direction.
Yeah.
Who? What?
Big Bill the boss would like you to personally support him in his posting efforts on r/.
I only support Jonas Passerad on our. I'm sorry.
Okay, K-Color. Back to the CCP thing.
I want to talk about that comment that when someone suggested if you die in a ship, you lose the ability to fly that ship again.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you.
Yeah, the fact that Helmar didn't just like get up and slap that guy in the face for even considering that is It's really concerning. And I don't know if that was some kind of like diplomatic answer where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna look into that." Like that would absolutely fucking kill the game. That would be the worst thing that
So I've been
CCP
playing.
could ever.
I've been playing a lot recently in the
Okay.
on a character I have in Fraternity, and we'll fight test or whatever, and Elo Chan leads all our fleets. And what will happen in a fight is I'll lose 2 or 3 Munins because I'm terrible at the game, not really paying attention. And Elo will spam us to reship, and that's not going to happen, right? If you lost a Munin, you can't fly hacks now for the next 24 hours, is what this fucking dude said, and him was like, it's a pretty good.
Well, his idea too. Someone even said, the interviewer said to him, "What do you think about bringing back death clones?" You all remember the era. I've lost 13 alpha clones in my day. And Hilmar goes, well...
Big Repo is an FC5.
Yes. So Hilmar literally goes, well, while we don't really want to go to that extreme, we still think you should lose more than just your implants. The fuck is this man smoking?
One thing that I said, I actually thought was, it could have been an interesting idea. I'm not going to say it was good or bad, but it made me think about it, like, oh shit, I need to... So I'm on the verge of, wanting to burp, but I don't want to be really rude, say mid-sentence. So if it comes out, it comes out. I'm sorry. But, one of the things was,
Hey,
I figured I got it. So
right,
he said, that was it. So when you jump clone, you can't use all the skills your character has or whatever, right? And that's not a good idea or a bad idea, I'm not going to say. But it's an interesting idea, right? Like, say if you jump clone to, a Dread to gank some Radding Rockwell or whatever, you can't use, your Saber skills or your fact skills. You can only use your Dread skills, for example. And that was interesting because it means they might look at adding more jump clone options. Yeah.
Well, what they're looking at doing is if you jump clone to a Citadel, that specific jump clone will either A, only be allowed to use a certain ship type. So that's your Dread clone or that's your Dictor clone. And another way they're looking at doing it is you literally use a jump clone and you go alpha for a certain amount of time. Until
that really just sounds like a fucking money grab for making people have more accounts.
That's literally what they're doing here. All of Chaos is more accounts. Wouldn't you agree, Haiwanta?
I don't watch this shit. But have they actually talked about balancing anything, or is it just all...
No? Why would they balance the game?
That's too much effort.
No, but the Sino change.
Just introduce more.
The Sino change is somewhat of a balance.
Are you not happy with Munins Online?
One thing that worries me, right? Is
go ahead. Oh, Jay, 1 second. Can you hold that thought for just a second? Because I'm going to press a button to do a giveaway.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so here we go.
You haven't even said what we're giving away, Bo. You haven't even told.
We're giving away whatever fucking ship skin I find that's worth $1 billion.
Sure.
I'm going to pick one out, and we're going to give it away. To get a ticket, all you have to do is !ticket or !ticket 10. If you've watched the show more than multiple times over the last few weeks, you can have up to 10 tickets. Each ticket costs 10 minutes of your time. So if you've watched the show last week and you watched it this week, you're eligible for 10 tickets. The giveaway will happen at the end of the show right before we call it a day. Anyone is welcome. There is no special rules or restrictions. You must be a follower so I can figure out what your EVE character name is. That's the only restriction. Subscribers, because it's an EVE in-game giveaway, I cannot make the luck better for you, unlike a real money giveaway. Okay, there's my spiel. Okay, Jay, go ahead. Sorry.
What were we talking about?
you said you had a thought about Chaos. About multiple accounts. Okay, go ahead, Haiwanto. You wanted to say something.
Why do you think that there are no Super Brawls in North?
Why do I think? Why do I think there's no Super Balls in Los? Or you said Losec?
Why do you think that Losec Alliance in which, okay, in that fight, I'll let you know a little secret. There was 50 people on TeamSpeak, plus another 30, 40 Chinese people. So there was 90 people in total multi-boxing multiple accounts against a whole coalition of like 5,000 people. Why does it take that to make a super fight in Allsec when no one else does that?
All
That's
super
because-
FCs are pussies.
But you gotta
No,
no, you have to understand that the view there. Okay, you say, okay, why doesn't that happen? Because I would say, maybe GOTG just doesn't have an intel on you. Because I'll tell you right now, Snuff.
Oh yeah, they did, dude. We had to mid our Titans 2 jumps.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like scouting you. Maybe they thought they could kill you. But I'm just saying, like, in general, I will know without a shadow of a doubt what Horde is doing before they even undock, right?
Right,
So
yeah. So
if
the issue
in that
isn't
situation,
GOTG taking that fight.
it's
GOTG
like
had more
this.
Titans than us jumping in.
think
and
about
I knew
like
that.
it's money. It comes down to money, and I'll say it like this, okay? In a modern Eve, I'll use the Imperium for example. In a modern Eve, if a Super Cap FC whelps 10 super carriers, and it was for some dumb fucking reason, I can guarantee you that man's not going to be an FC much longer, right? Now, if he uses them for homeland defense and just gets overwhelmed and the shit's dead, well, then that happens, right? But in a modern Eve, it comes down to financing, right? And we've had Aerith and others, and even Vince Draken said this before. You know, you go and whelp 10 Titans, they're probably replaceable. But you whelp 10 Titans, and then the next day whelp 12, and the next day whelp 5. There's just not enough money
How
there
much
to
does your
replace it
high-tech
all.
keep star make, though? Like, Vince
I have no
Draken
idea.
has bragged to me many times about his like massive Titan, and you make all in all,
But
just
this
brag
is-
about
that-
the like 400.
Vin
Right.
strikes me as the guy, right, with a small penis, and he says a lot how big it is all the time.
But anyways, but you're
we all
basically
know that it's a
But
pecker.
this
So
isn't coming
you
from me. This
basically
is
just
coming
use-
from like this is coming from CEOs. You're a E
using a
CEO.
lot of words, though. You're using a lot of words to basically just say what Jay said, which is that all super cap FCs are pussies, because that's basically
No,
what
it's
he
not
just
pussies
said.
because you got to
That's
remember
what it comes down
it
to.
all
at the
comes
end
from
of
the top. Okay. Let me ask you this: if Pen of Smash
Because they're pussies. 'cause
went
they're
and whelped
scared
all your
that
fucking
Egypt are
Titans,
gonna
what would
tell
you
them
say? If Pen of Smash went and whelped 20 of your Titans and you lose 20 or 30 Titans, what would you say to him?
Great. Like, Peter Smash isn't a Titan FC.
Exactly.
He's not a super. Right. What? We're talking about super FC.
Okay,
here.
okay,
I mean-
but that's the
Where
point though.
was
There
you
isn't-
going with that one, bro?
You know how big
Like
the
you-
Imperium is. The whole of Imperium has maybe 5 super FCs, and if all 5 aren't playing the game, you ain't gonna see super fighting in Imperium. So let me give you this example. Okay, this is coming from Villy. Okay, he says it takes 2 to play, and nobody's willing to play, knowing they're going to lose. And this is the issue with 0-0. This is what Eve Serenity fell into. Okay. Back in the day if you remember when Serenity server had its big BR5, okay? It was right after we had BR5 here on Tranquility. They had one that was even more expensive, lost more Titans, okay? There had never been a super fight like that. Even like 5 dead Titans never happened before that moment, okay? Why did that happen? The head FC of the group that won said that's because the way that they play the game. Nobody shows up for alarm clock ops in Chinese corporations and alliances unless they know for 100% they're going to win. During their version of the BR5, both sides thought they were going to win. Both sides showed up. Otherwise, it would have been a blue ball fest. That's literally how Eve is right now. Unless both sides feel they can win, it's not going to happen.
You have to metagame a hostile Super FC into thinking they can win the fight.
Right. You have to
Why
do
is he more
something
drunk?
crazy.
Why is Jay more drunk, like super drunk, and he still makes more sense? He literally just said it in many words that it's just down to the fact that super cap FCs are pussies. And yeah, it takes 2 to tango, and that's exactly what happened because I went in against uneven odds. That's why I took that fight, because I didn't care. Like, at the end of the day,
But at the end of the day, I do think you care. I do think you care. And let me
Of
tell you
course
why.
he cares, because he's an FC, and FCs care about their ego. That's why, bro.
Yeah,
But
but
it's
I don't
not
care
even odds,
enough to,
though.
like, take a.
Okay,
It's like you
let's.
people in NullSec have a different mentality because they have it's a top-down thing. You're right. They're scared because their leaders are gonna tell them off because they care about their money because they need to RMT them.
Okay, so
But it
someone
comes
just
down-
PM me. Someone just PM me and says, "Let Haiwanto know that you would have destroyed GOTG if you had not dropped your fax to the wrong Sino, and if NIT hadn't shown up to protect them.
Oh, that wouldn't have happened.
That's a
Faxes
big
don't really
lie,
matter in
yeah.
Super versus
That's-
Super Fight.
No, I think they do,
Yeah.
because again, that was a small amount of supers versus supers. It wasn't 100 Titans versus 100 Titans where you're DD volleying them off the field.
Like 40.
They had 45 at the end, and we had 20 to
Right,
25
right,
to 30.
but that's the point here. Like, let me ask you this.
Those
I want you to be
fucking
serious.
Artillery Ragnaroks is
Dude,
what
artillery
fucking did
rags.
it for those
Yeah.
Look at
for Ranger
look at
Regiment.
just
12 seconds, every 12 seconds, 120,000 volley. That's what.
Artillery racks.
okay, look at this. Just 2 years ago, someone just linked me this. Okay, we're running out of time here for the day, and this is the current state of Eve, and this is to K Color's question of what's going to happen? Like, what is there to fight over? Just a few years ago, PL would drop 200 dreads, 300 dreads. They dropped 150 dreads on initiative. They dropped 100 on us. They dropped 300 between the NC dot and PL on
What's
test.
the point
When's
of
the
dropping
last
dreads on
time?
people though?
Right, but when's the
Oh,
last
you
time that
killed-
we've had this? When's the
Yeah,
last
because
time
it-
we've had someone
Couple
try
years
this?
ago, because it doesn't mean anything
Right.
anymore. It doesn't. What do you get for? Oh, look, boys, we spent 4 hours hunting today. We dropped 100 dreads and we killed 3 Titans, and they're going to mine it back within 2 days. You know, it doesn't mean anything. Loss doesn't mean anything in Eve anymore.
So
which
then how
is
do we get
the
the
main
medium?
problem? You take away
How
ISK generation. You take away.
So you're saying what
You
CCP is
take
doing
away
right
the
now is right?
effectiveness of these.
CCP is not taking away the S generation. They're just making
Sure,
it annoying to generate.
Well, they just half the income. We went from 49 billion a month previous, or 49 trillion to 29 trillion. They literally chopped that bitch in half.
No one's
Yeah,
mining
because-
3 times a day, but because they don't need to mine 3 times a day anymore. There's fucking 100 Titans on contract and Delve because people can't. We just can't get rid of them because
That's why
the number of people that want Titans in the Imperium already have them.
Okay.
that's the thing about what you said about, would I care if we warp like 20 Titans? 20 Titans, like our members are, our line
Arguably-
members in Snuff are quite rich, right?
I'm gonna
That's the
speak
whole-
for Snuff here, right? Arguably, if I didn't take the fight, and so I taking the fight and losing, would be better than him not taking the fight that was, making a play was possible. Because I was on Snuff comms and everything. Like if you were to like say, all right, boys, maybe could have done something in that fight, but we didn't. Your fucking dudes would be like, wow, I'm really disappointed in you, right? Because
Right.
there was an opportunity to do something and have fun in the game, but you said no because
Yeah.
of whatever reason.
Basically what it comes down to. Like, SRPing Titans these days is so easy because all you do is you stick a tune in like TNT or ASCII. You go to Delve, you buy a Titan, you either asset safety it or just move it down on your TNT. It's like literally so easy to
Okay.
replace
So,
Titan.
but if it's easy to replace them, if it's so easy for people to use them, why aren't they?
Because, as Jay said, Super FCs are
No, this has nothing to do with Super FCs. If an individual can use his Titan so easily, and according to CCP, Titans need to have all these subcaps. Why aren't people using them?
Singular dude in a Titan, what's he going to do? He's going to accomplish nothing. He's going to DD a carrier unless I can get baited. Like, you need a certain number of people to be effective with Supers and Titans, right? It's not just
Oh,
a
sure,
one
but,
ship that can do
but
everything.
like for example, like look at people that do drops. I think you guys just did this recently on a Hellkill Mill. You guys dropped a bunch of subcaps and bombers, and then one guy dropped the Hell to help kill the Hell. Why aren't there 10 Hells dropping on it? 10 Dreads. Why aren't there?
What?
That was amazing, but I had to get rid of
Bro,
it.
are you drunk as well?
but why aren't there people doing that? Why aren't there a roaming fleet of supers if they're so easy to acquire? Like, I go roaming and I
'Cause
take
at that
70,
point- at that
80 dreads and
point-
carriers
at
and
At
don't
that
give
point,
a fuck.
at that point, it's the
Why not?
stigma of. At that point, it's the stigma of, well, I don't want to lose a super because they'll get cool
I mean,
shit on my fucking.
I just bought a Hell yesterday from Pandemic Horde for 4.5 billion ISK, right? The guy was just wanting to get rid of it. I'll never get it out of their space, and it's probably going to stay at Keepstar forever because I'm not asset safety in it because I'd probably spend half as another couple bill getting the shit out of there. But I just up until recently, I haven't been playing the game much. I would take carrier roams, 60, 70 carriers, and if I lost them all, like, who gave a fuck? Nobody cared. Jay would even
Yeah,
come
but-
on those
but
fleets. Why are
you
people
literally
doing that with
just go to,
supers
like-
if they're so cheap?
because boat, there's no stigma around boat because boat is famous for warping, right? Like no one's just gonna roam in. First of all, roaming in supers like many jumps is retarded because that's just
Why
like
not?
slow and pointless. Like even I get bored.
Why? I do
roaming
it
in, like,
carriers.
a battle
I'll
cruiser.
take a 10-man super carrier fleet out in Rome. I don't give a fuck.
You're gonna go feed test boat. Can
I-
we get
I
like
will
the
literally
data
go
mining
anywhere.
on boats? Can we get the data mining on where boat goes to feed?
I
please?
mean, I
believe
took
that the only
of the last 4 roaming capital fleets I've taken out. Right, I think I'm the only FC that's done it more than one. I went to Test Space twice. I went to Declan once. Went to Losec once. Actually, 5 fleets, and I went to FCon once. And FCon dropped dreads, and we warped out on them, and I laughed at them. Because we blew up dreads at like 600 km away because they're dumb.
Right.
But
Let's move on
I think
to
I'm
this
the only one doing
conversation
that.
because it's really boring for me.
It is. We're out of time here. I'm gonna give away this beautiful ship skin.
I said shit on the talk about.
Well, what else do you want to talk about?
You're gonna have to continue the show.
I wanted to all right. People say supers are way too effective or whatever because they're cost.
Sure.
Supers have the same amount of EHP as Titans, if not more in some cases. But they're like 9 bill compared to fucking 35 or 40. So what would be your guys' thoughts on halving super carrier EHP? So like Nyx is the minute they get like 36, 07. What if they went down to like 18 mil EHP?
Nobody would ever fly them.
For like 9 bill though for a hull?
If you could half the price of Titans and Supers at the same time you half the effective hit points. So instead of a Titan being 60 billion, it was 30 billion, and instead of a Super being 9, it was 4.5. Then yes.
I think you're talking only super carriers, though, right? Jay?
Only super carriers. So you'd have Titans would still have decent amount of hit points. Whatever.
No, you'd have to bring the
and
cost
it'd
down.
still be very.
You'd have to bring the cost down. There's no.
I don't think the cost has already come down to the point where an EHP nerf would probably be fine.
Jay, who even cares about super?
Maybe it's not.
The problem
Super carriers
is.
are really.
Jay,
problem is
we,
that-
like bang. We defang GOTD supers by this topic. Like who cares? Invites.
The problem is if you nerf the EHP at any point, if those prices start going back up, then super carriers become really useless, right? Like then you're balancing around the price.
The problem. That's the problem right now. The problem right now is if CCP want to go change the HP numbers, because I got to remember, I used to fly a Nyx. I used to roam in a Nyx. No, let me explain. I used to roam in a Nyx back when the motherfucker had 3 million hit points. Right? I used to go on X-Death fleets where X-Death would be quad boxing Titans and 8 boxing super carriers to defend a Sino Jammer, and I'd throw my Leviathan in there with him, right? I would take my Nyx, and I used to roam around fucking Cloud Ring, and I got killed by IRC. Like, the problem with the super HP being so fucking small, it's already small, right? When you can have 100 subcaps in frigates, kill a super carrier. Okay, granted they're bombers, but they can appear out of nowhere, kill one in about 2 to 3 minutes, and then get the fuck out. The HP is too small already. Now, if you want to drop the HP, you need to drop the price. Because I'm sorry, nobody's gonna use a Nyx.
About Boat is the fact I'm sure he's going more that there's no ISK funnels in the game, and he'd rather that things die more easily. I mean, yeah, supers die pretty easily right now, anyways, but you're not gonna fix the game by just halving the super age is a bit retarded. Like all that we've done right now is just circle jerk in like retarded ways because Jay's drunk and Boat is a mini me of the Mitani or something.
But answer the question though.
All you're doing is just basically saying CCP is retarded, which is a fact that we have known for many years.
Who's gonna fly it? Who's gonna fly a Nyx if a Nyx only has say 8 million HP?
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. It's a retarded idea to half the HP of a Nyx. I'm not gonna fix it.
You're not half, right? That's a fucking
CCP's
number
looking to do half, though, right? They want to drop it significantly.
What? No, like. So that me saying that was literally like I was reading Blue Donut a couple days ago, and I saw Mecha fucking whinging about fucking super carriers have too much HP.
Whinging? I love the word there.
Crybaby, dude.
Okay, so
He was like, oh, maybe they should nerf super carrier HP, and that actually made me think. I was like, damn, that might be the fucking first good old Mecha Gold idea he's ever fucking.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Titan HP, like especially the Moloch and the Komodo, are a little too high.
You know what sucks?
Defanging is too high.
the fact that you can like doomsday a revelation and that won't do anything, then you can doomsday it again and it's still alive, and you have to doomsday it 3. Like
They
doomsday
should.
weak as fuck.
They should
No,
never.
no, you want to know what
have
really
changed
sucks?
Doomsdays
Yeah,
from
I agree.
3 million 3 million hit points to 1.5. They should never have added faxes. They should have kept carriers with reps, and they never should have added these new fighters, because these new fighters are 90% of the cause of the problem. Before, like a couple months ago, it was they caused lag, which they did. CCP never admitted it. They changed them fucking. They went back on stage or whatever. They changed the numbers or whatever. They run the figures, and now it didn't cause as much lag. Cool, high fives all around. They reduced the lag, which they actually did. And then, but they're still terrible. They're still way more overpowered than they ever were before, because you can MWD in them on command, you can activate all their guns on command, and you can missile volley on command, which is the 3 things that make them overpowered compared to pressing F on someone.
Yep. All right. Well, we're gonna do it. Well, what's up?
My guys have a question for you. What do you think the EHP on the jump in fit Nyx and the jump in fit
A what?
standard jump in fit Erebus, like an armor tank Erebus, and an armor tank Nyx, like the standard fits these days? What do you think the EHP?
The EHP? I can tell you what mine is. Mine's 15 million right now. The one I use in Delph, 100 mil. I'm just making shit up. I don't know. I don't have an Erebus. I know what my Leviathan is. My Leviathan's 98.
Nyx with boost is like 33 million HP.
Mine's 98 with heat. But my Nyx is shield fit, right? I don't fit armor on Nyxes. I think armor Nyxes are a waste of space, because Nyxes are all about the DPS. So mine has large or capital shield extenders and shield stuff.
Do the giveaway. The people want
the giveaway. The first one to X up gets boats Nyx.
No, all right. So the giveaway we're doing today, it's right here.
All right, finds the last. You have one boat Nyx. Please message the big red boat.
We're gonna give away all 3 Nestor skins today. The total of these are about 9 million.
The Nestor unknown PvP ship.
Hey, I've seen Nick use them pretty well with Typhoon fleets, and I think Nestors are great ships. And
never lose your Nestor when you eject it from your Titan to refit anymore with these new skins.
I actually, you know what? I had something that we're gonna close the giveaway now, so hopefully you got your tickets, and we'll draw the winner. We're out of time here, and I have 2 more things we have to talk about before we go. Someone suggested that we should go with the new PA model. And K-Color, you might be able to comment on this as someone who played BDO pretty much a lot.
We have to say that.
Should ship skins provide something more than just cosmetic? And let me say it like this. A lot of mobile games and a lot of modern MMOs, the skins that you pay for matter. And let me explain what I mean. For example, there's a mobile game that I play.
Are you channeling your Matterall boat where golden ammo?
No, not gold ammo. No, you're missing what I'm saying.
Ship skins should give you 10% extra DPS.
You can pay for ship skins with ISK. It's not like you have to spend real money to get ship skins, right? But I think for example, this Nestor Spectral skin we're going to give away here in a moment. I believe that should give maybe little bonuses, like 2% more HP or 3% better tracking, like little. Almost like implants do, right? So you have this skin, you spend some ISK on it, and I think it would go to bring a much better quality of the game. That each skin has its own little bonus. For example, the police skin, 5% better ISK generated versus rats, right? Like the police skin is hunting down pirates. So against pirate ships, maybe it does 2% more damage with that ship skin on. So I think it would be a great way to bring a more modern MMO to the game. What do you think? What do you guys think? I'm gonna get Charles' opinion.
I think you need to do this giveaway.
I will in a minute, but I need to get this.
I think as long as it was useless shit, like the police skin giving increased sex status when you kill rats, something like that would be fine. But if you start adding in things that are kind of powerful, then it's just
we have another.
Again.
We haven't had a World War II reference this meta show, but can you fucking poop on it?
No, that's all right. I don't want to do that.
think
But
you need
it's not
do
about
a
gold demo. Hold on.
Canadian meta show.
You guys are missing the point here. Ship skins can be bought with disc. God damn it, Dick Lou. Ship skins cost 10 million ISK. You pay more than 10 times that to get the ship in some cases, right?
So this is like right when like there's like a certain number of ration boxes given out to a company, right? And like only like 10% of them had chocolate bars in because they know the soldiers would trade them. Is this what we're getting at? Yeah.
But that's the point though, right? Like if the cost of the skins are so cheap that anyone can get it, why not give them like almost like implants do, right? Like a little nudge to help them out. What do you think, Keiko? You think more people would buy ship skins if they had a little bit of novelty to them?
Yeah, definitely more people
What
would
do you
buy
want, though?
them.
Do you want a
but
nice
I
little-
don't-
I'm trying to
nice
think
little
of ways to
fairy
help
tale
CCP
at the
here.
end of
They
it.
Right?
they should make them ugly as fuck, right?
They already are.
They
No,
they
like-
are.
Like,
Well, might
let
well
me,
look at
and
trying.
then to tack onto this question, another comment that someone asked me to bring up is, all right, if CCP allowed you to design your own ship skin, but it would cost you 100 plex every time you did it, would you do it?
100 plex is
Plex
nothing.
is nothing.
10,000.
That's, what, 100 plex is 300
Cool.
billion ISK. That's 300
But
billion
we-
ISK.
Oh,
300 million isn't much.
That's a lot of money.
all right, guys, we're doing a fundraiser. We're gonna buy boat PvP lessons from Jay Amazingness so on Docs and announce about.
if you
I
lost
talk more
the
than
ship
you do, come on now.
if you lost the ship, maybe like if they
Yeah, that's
were,
what I mean.
like,
No.
permanent.
I'm not saying permanent ship skins here. I'm talking like, because you know how like in BDO with a wonderful PA game where like, you buy the fishing costume, right? And it's a set costume, and you have like 4 pieces, and they give a bonus that makes fishing better, right? The same thing with Eve. If you bought a skin,
You know what? You know what?
You
You know what this is like? If your in-game character has those robot arms, you get an extra 10% to grip on your penis or something. This is literally what it is.
exactly.
But you
BDO
want to
is
do
Eve
it.
though. BDO,
Plus
the company that
5%
owns
fingering.
BDO, the company that owns BDO now owns Eve. Like this is not something that's just like y'all are getting surprised here. Why do you think we're getting the little bits and pieces of what BDO gets now, i.e., login rewards? There are going to come a time when stuff like this happens. I'm trying to think of constructive ways to present CCP ideas that's not stupid and cost real
CCP
money.
isn't going to listen to you because you didn't make a 45-minute documentary about killing Run.
But you're like the crazy guy on like the sidewalk, or whatever you call it in America, on crack, saying the end.
But the end has already happened, dude. You both,
Give me
you
my
and I
skin
can
with the
both
fairy
agree on this
tale.
one. All right, we got to do this giveaway. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, click.
Hey, do the giveaway. No more of these skin.
Oh God, it didn't draw a winner.
All right, guys, the winner is
It
Jay
did!
Amazing.
There it is.
Dab.
Barathor Agma wins. Sorry, Iceburn.
Maratha or
Guys,
Baratha, whatever your
Is
name
that
is.
person
but
even here?
Can we get a data
Yes!
line on both?
Hey, tell me your
giveaways to see
Eve
if
character name. Tell me your Eve character name right now. I need to know it. I need to know it right now.
A lot of goons are winning these giveaways, don't you?
Yeah, I think we should get like a
Mhm.
statistic on the alliances that get fed on the meta.
Well,
What
I
a
mean, when
piss
99% of the
going
viewers are goons, it happens. All right, we have one more thing to show, and then we're going to call it a day here. It's been a long day, so we have one more thing to show. Barathar, congratulations, sir. Your 3 ship skins are going on contract right now.
Wait, he gets 3. It's not 3 separate winners.
No, it's literally all 3 to the one guy. I'm giving
You
away
can-
$1 billion worth of ship skins here.
You can only use one skin at a time. The dude's
So?
just being
Fly 3 different nesters and cycle between them. This is helping. Look,
Or-
man,
or
he
what
can
you
have
could
3
do- you
nester
could do-
accounts.
is you could make 2 more accounts and help out
Yeah,
a brother.
exactly.
You know?
Right there. He could triple box nesters and have a skin for each of them.
Jay.
Anyway,
Guys,
look,
what
he's
do
getting
that?
3 skins. What he does with them is his choice. Okay, last thing. We got to go here because we're running out of time. I got one more thing to show you guys. So, CCP has announced. By announced, I mean they did it on the test server and didn't announce it to fucking anybody. But CCP has announced through the test server that Jita 4.4 is being redesigned. So we're going to go ahead and pull that up for you guys here right now. So this is what Jita 4.4 looks like currently on the right, and what it's going to look like come patch day. So there is one of the views. So that's the first image. That's Jita 4.4's redesign. They're basically turning Jita 4.4 into a citadel. It's going to have tethering. It's going to have like a ring around it like the tethering has. So they're looking at that because they don't want people to have insta undocks.
All this stuff is added
and then here's another one.
And I don't want all this Jita stuff using extra resources on my computer. That's why I use the Tranquility Trade Keepstar in Perimeter.
But no, so according to reports on the test server, people have been undocking from this so-called Jita 4.4 structure to tether. So I'll be very interested to see this.
This is going to kill like station things for all stations, even in like low second. Also, like if you add tether.
Oh, I can't wait. I really hope they add tether to all of them.
We want our game to be more dangerous. By the way, we're adding tethering to Jita 4.4.
It's like, why? Like, to keep doing
because
the game.
The problem with Jita 4.4 is that you have a lot of combat that happens in HiSec, especially on Jita 4.4, for example, that is not consensual, and HiSec is supposed to be safe. 0.0 is supposed to be dangerous. So if HiSec is supposed to be safe, you need a way for people who undock that may be new to the game to be safe.
Dude, HiSec isn't safe. I go there, and then like there's like 700 people. And
I agree with you. I'm scared to death of HiSec.
It's really dangerous, dude.
I heard every time you want to suicide gank someone, you have to make them sign a consent form.
So yeah, they're looking at from what people have data mined, and that is from the test server. They're looking at adding tethering to HiSec stations, and this is like their first attempt at it.
Are you CCP Hill?
No, why? I'm not insanely rich. Okay.
Neither is he if you didn't get these bonuses.
Oh my god! All right, we're out of time. We did a giveaway. We talked for an hour and a half. I showed you guys all the news that I could gather this week, and we have our wonderful guests, K-Color J and Hiwanto. Hiwanto, I'm sorry, I was a little trolly earlier.
What the fuck you ending the show for? But this is Hi's show. Hi ends the show.
Yeah. All right, look. All right, guys. Big shout out to my best friend Jay Amazingness, my American
Said some
friend
mean words.
so much, K-Color, and also Datamine talks a load of shit. CCP Home over here. Fucking Datamine the world, boys. I get all my intel from trustworthy sources. The big red trustworthy source, but you know. Alright guys, that's it all for today. You know, see you next week where I'm going to be interviewing all the good Canadian FCs, K-Color, Veely, and also...
Wait, I thought you just said K-Color was American. Make up your mind.
I can do whatever
Elo
I want.
Knight, dude.
I'm
Elo
the
Knight's
fucking
Canadian.
Yeah, and also Elo Knight. So that's going to be our next panel next week. See you guys there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, back to America.
Yeah, thanks everyone who subscribed, donated, and followed today. Hopefully Mittens is back next week. Yeah, that was a good show. I really enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
You are about to receive messages that may be harmful to your mental state. Your sense of reality will be questioned. Your view on things will be altered. You are now part of the meta. The meta controls everything. The meta determines what will and will not happen. You are watching The Meta Show.